Hi, and welcome to another edition of Plastic Models by Regular Dude. Today I am going to do a February update to kind of fill in on what I've got going on right now for those who don't know and those who may just want to hear me blab, and kind of give you an idea what I've got coming up. So as you probably know, if you're watching this and watch my channel, I've got my plastic models for beginners series going, and I've got the first few episodes. I think it's 4 or 5 episodes done. I think it's 4. I went over the basic stuff, what kit I was going to do, the construction, and talked about paint and got that done. And here's where it sits right now. It's all painted up with detail painting and the overall coat, and my next episode will be dealing with decals, and then move on from there. So that's that. Another project I've got going on is the Dead in Their Tracks group build and buddy build with Stevie Gibson, which is the Stug 4 SDKFZ 167 mid production by Dragon. It's my second Dragon kit, and it's been going pretty good. I've got this part done. I've got the lower hull mostly complete. I went ahead and painted in here so I can install the tracks, which this is my first time doing Dragon Magic tracks. And I have to say that it went pretty well. I assembled them all, left one end open. That way I can just attach them, and then I can put on the fenders and all that kind of stuff. But they're already pre-painted with my base color, so all I have to do is once I get them installed, then I can do the weathering, muddy them up and all that kind of stuff. But I can do that before I attach the fenders and start working on the top. So that's going well. I gotta say, I was kind of leery of Magic tracks for quite a while, having never used them and hearing horror stories, but they work really well, so I like them. So that's the two. Oh, and I've also got, almost forgot, I'm just waiting to mix up some paint for this, but I'm also working on the Eduard 1/48 scale BF 109 E4, and I'm doing it in Franz von Vera's color scheme, and this is how much I've got so far. The top colors have been painted, the lower is painted. I've got it masked off so I can start on the mottling, but I need to mix up some paint for that. So I've got 3 projects going right now, which is extremely unusual for me because I really like only having one project on the go. But I hear and see all these people doing extra stuff, so I thought I'd give it a shot, and it's working out all right. Kind of breaks things up. But in the future, near future, I've got a few more kits that I bought recently. I've had them since December, I think. One of them is the Tamiya SDKFZ 222, kit number 35270. It looks like a pretty nice kit, and I got a really good deal online. My kids got me a gift card for one of my favorite online retailers, and I was able to buy this and a bunch of other stuff, so I was pretty stoked. So anyway, this is kind of cool. I've never built one of these. I haven't built much in the way of German armored cars. And this one's kind of nice because it's got a photo etched parts and aluminum gun barrel, so that'll be nice. And I've seen pictures of this one built up, and it looks really good. Then I have the Matilda. This is the one that sparked my buying spree at my favorite retailer. It's the Matilda Mark III/4, kit number 35300. And this one is a newer kit, I believe. Yeah, it's 2009. And it looks like a really nice kit. I've seen a few different people build it up, and they've turned out really nice, and I really like this. And I originally intended to do the contour scheme on it like I did on a honey I did a couple of years ago, but I may not do the contour scheme because I've been seeing a lot of kits painted in the contour scheme, so I may do something else, but we'll see. I like the contour scheme, and I may do it. I'm not daunted by the masking and all that. Should be pretty straightforward, but anyway, there's that. And then the last one, and I'm thinking about using this one for my next more advanced, like the next level of plastic models for beginners series. I'm thinking about doing this one, the US M8 Greyhound by Tamiya. This one is kit number 35228. And I don't see a date. This one's 1998, so it's a little bit older, almost 20 years old. But it's supposed to be a good kit as well. But it doesn't have any photo etch or anything weird like that in it, so I think it might be good for kind of a next level beginner's kit, because it's pretty straightforward. To me, it should fit together well, but it's got more small parts to it. Looking at detailing some of the kit parts, and just trying to make it look a little nicer. So that's the 3 kits that I have, and then of course I still have the Tamiya M10 tank destroyer. I was planning on using that for the group build, the Dead in Their Tracks group build on the YouTube Modelers Google Plus page. But this one, I've kind of got a special plan for this one, so I haven't built it yet. I'm building up some a part stash for extra parts and stuff like that, because I have a specific photo I'm going to be duplicating of a tank destroyer that was part of the tank destroyer battalions that were attached to the 76th Infantry Division, which was my grandfather's division in World War II. So that one's kind of got some special plans. So that one's kind of waiting on more parts and extras and stuff like that. So there's that. So that's pretty much all I have for kits, and that'll keep me busy for a little bit, especially trying to do videos on the beginners stuff. So that'll take up some time, and it'll work out pretty nicely. Also recently, and I've mentioned it in some other videos, I've started making the switch. Well, I've actually made the switch for spraying paints. I've switched to Tamiya paints from Vallejo, and the MIG by Ammo. I got the MIG by Ammo. I got the olive drab set, and then I've got the German yellow set. And I've used them, and they're okay. I was kind of disappointed in the MIG by Ammo, because when I used the green, and I use it on different materials too to see if it would do the same thing, the darker color, the darkest of the olive drab colors, did some weird separating stuff. Like I'd spray it on and these little splotches of color would pop up. So I had to give that a couple of layers, and so I was kind of disappointed in that. And they worked well, and the color was good. I don't know if I'm really sold yet on the whole modulation thing. I mean, I understand why people do it, and I kind of understand the concept, but in looking at some of the models I haven't done modulation, and the ones I have, once I get the weathering and stuff on it, you can't really tell that big of a difference. And I've seen a lot of models online that have been done both ways, and it looks good, but I don't know if it's for me. So I'm gonna stick with what I'm doing. So anyway, I've got those sets that I don't use, but the Vallejo colors I will be using for sure for brush painting. I even brush paint the Model Air series. They're thin, but they flow pretty good, and especially if you're doing smaller parts, it works really well. I like how it flows off the brush. And the thicker stuff, I just thin that with water, and it works great. for painting detail stuff, wheels and tools and accessories and stuff like that. And I think it'll be okay for painting figures once I kind of practice a little bit more. But for for spraying, I pretty much sold, because of its sprayability, the Tamiya colors. I wish I'd have tried them sooner. It would save me a lot of headaches on other builds, because I can get really fine results with it. I can spray real fine lines, and I think it'll be really good on the modeling on that 148 BF 109. And the odor's really low, and it's just the odor is just kind of, it's from alcohol. So I mean, I guess I wouldn't want to smell a lot of it, but it's not bad, and I really like the way it sprays, and it's consistent from bottle to bottle. I found with the Vallejo paints, the Model Air, some of it can be kind of thickish, and some of it's a little thinner, even in the same color. RLM 76, for instance, I had one bottle of it and it was kind of thick, and the next bottle was like pretty thin, and that's mixing them both equally. So I don't know, just the inconsistency, and then tip dry and all that kind of stuff on the airbrush just kind of made me drift away from it. I'm not saying I won't use it for some things, but it does work pretty well. Then the other thing, I finally switched. I've been using the Vallejo Surface Primer, and it works really well. I really haven't had any problems with it, and I like the fact that it comes in different colors. Like you have the olive drab. There's the German red brown, and then I have the Dunkelgelb, which those all spray really well, and I like them. Last time I sprayed my black, it got kind of a little bit pebbly on me, but it eventually did, settle down a bit, but I don't know. But anyway, at the suggestion of a couple of other modelers that seem to get some good results, I finally cracked and tried the Stynylrez. And reading about it, a lot of people say you have to thin it or don't thin it, but you got to have like really high pressure or a really big, high volume tip, like a 0.5 or something like that. And the airbrush that I used is this one right here, which is my Iwata HPM2, which has a 0.4 needle on it. And I used that, and I used about 25, well, it was about 22, 23 pounds pressure, I think. And I sprayed the Stynylrez. It flowed great. There was no clogging. After I sprayed for quite a while, I did start having a little bit of buildup on the needle, and I just took a wet Q-tip and swiped it right off and kept going. And it cleaned out of the airbrush really well. Didn't clog anything up. Some people complain that it's kind of goopy, if you let it sit too long. But I sprayed for quite a while on the hull on this vehicle here, and I really like the way it went. So we'll see how it works out, and so far so good. And I just used the Vallejo airbrush cleaner to clean it out, and a little bit of alcohol. If I were to run some lacquer thinner through it, that would probably help too, but I didn't have any handy, so didn't feel like going outside in the rain to get it. So I think that's pretty much it. That's not any real new tools or anything like that. I'm pretty good with tools, but that's kind of what's going on here at Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. So stay tuned. I'll have more updates. I'll be having an update. My next update will probably be on the Plastic Models for Beginners and doing the decals on the Panzer II here, and then some more work on this, and then probably some more on the 109, because I'm going to get that finished up. So anyway, that's it. That's the update. That's what I've got going. That's what I've got coming up. No particular order. My plans always seem to change, but that's it. So as always, any comments, questions, suggestions, whatever, put them in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching Plastic Models by a Regular Dude, and I will see you all next time.